my name is Megan Ridge, and today I'm going to show you the 5 stages working up to the full pose of Pincha Myrasana. And my students often have a lot of questions about this pose, so I thought that I would post it here, and you can work on the stages in your own time. I usually recommend that you work on stage 1 until you feel very comfortable taking 5 breaths in the pose before moving on to stage 2. And the transition from stage 1 to stage 2 is pretty much the hardest stage, the hardest transition. So I'm going to show you stage 1. The alignment is really important. You want to have the soles of the feet right up against the wall. And then coming down onto your forearms, interlace the fingers. And make sure that your hips are directly over your knees. Shoulders are directly over the elbows. Make sure that your elbows aren't wider than your shoulders or you'll collapse here. If they're too narrow, you'll be wobbly. So find elbows directly under shoulders. And then you draw your shoulder blades together, hug navel to spine, lift the knees, and draw your chest back towards the wall. And you can either keep the gaze between the elbows or back towards your feet. Just really actively press into your forearms, keeping your shoulders lifting. And it's very important that your head isn't resting on anything. That can be dangerous for the neck. So once you can take 5 smooth breaths here, you take your rest in child's pose in between every set. And just decide how that first round went for you. If it was pretty challenging, I recommend you keep working in that stage. And you might just try working on it for 3 minutes a day for a week. And then you'll start to build up the strength that you need to move into stage 2. So stage 2, same setup as stage 1. You're just going to bring the feet up the wall to about butt height. You're trying to make an L-shaped pose through the body. So you find your alignment. And if you're really new to this pose, you'll find it's much easier to be further away from the wall, but you're not going to get the same benefits from the pose, and the weight's going to go into the wrong areas of the body. So making sure feet are at the wall, hips are over the knees, shoulders over the elbows. Draw shoulder blades together, navel to spine. Lift your knees and draw your chest back. Now, moving into stage 2, one foot comes up the wall at butt height, followed by the other. You straighten the legs, reach the inner thighs up towards the ceiling, and try not to get too back bendy here. You can always draw the front ribs in a little bit, supporting the low back. And then you take your rest in child's pose. So that's stage 2, and you can work there until you feel very comfortable holding the pose for about 5 to 10 breaths. The third stage is extending one leg up at a time from stage 2. So you find your alignment again and come up into the pose. This time, one leg comes up at a time. Try not to bring it back towards the center of the room, but keep the foot going straight up. Lift from the heel. And then try the opposite leg. And lower down to take your rest. Great. So, fourth stage, we're going to turn it around. And I don't want you to move into the fourth stage until you feel very comfortable hanging out on the third stage for a while. Then, now, you measure about half a hand's distance away from the wall. This time, hands are apart. Palms are pressing into the earth. Shoulders are over the elbows. Draw shoulder blades together. Lift the knees. Draw the chest back. You step one foot in, opposite leg goes straight up, and you just work on hopping. And that's it for stage 4. You're just working on kicking up. Stage 5, you go into the full pose. Both legs go up the wall, and then you can work on things there. Just working on straightening out the spine, drawing tailbone in, navel in. It's just like Tadasana. So 5th and final stage. can try bringing one foot from the wall, drawing the tailbone in, reach up through the toes. And that's the stage that I'm working on now. So eventually you can even try this away from the wall once you feel really confident with your balance. But again, all these things take time. So make sure you have patience with yourself. Stay with your breath, most important part of the whole practice. And have a happy time in Pincha Myrasana. See you later.